Hey Collective, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day today. So, I have a question for you. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a rerun of a show you never wanted to watch? The same story of struggle that seems to have haunted your family for generations? Maybe it's a cycle of addiction, anxiety, poverty, or relationships that always seem to crash and burn. You see these patterns in your life, just like they played out for your parents and their parents before them. It's like you were handed an invisible script at birth, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to go off book. Well, what if I told you that you have the power to tear up that script? In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the roots of what feels like a family curse and finally break those chains for good. This isn't about blaming your ancestors. It's about honoring their struggle. By being the one to finally heal, you can be the generational curse breaker. So, what are we really talking about when we say family curse? For some, it's a spiritual idea, a belief that negative energy is passed down through a bloodline. For others, it's understood through psychology and science as intergenerational trauma, which is the idea that fallout from traumatic events doesn't just vanish when the person who lived it is gone. It can be passed down. Think about it. If your grandparents survived a war or severe poverty, they built coping mechanisms to get through it. Maybe they learned to bottle up their emotions, to always be on high alert, or to never quite trust that good things will last. They likely didn't have the tools to heal that pain. So they pass those survival strategies and the anxiety underneath on to your parents, often without saying a single word. And the science now shows this isn't just in your head. Extreme stress can cause what are called epigenetic changes. Imagine your DNA is a massive library of books. Epigenetics is like the librarian that decides which books get checked out and read. Traumatic experiences can tell that librarian to highlight all the books on high alert and stress response. Here's the wild part. Scientists have seen in animal studies that these instructions can sometimes be passed down, making the next generation more sensitive to stress. While research into how this works in humans is still unfolding, it points to a fascinating idea. That constant nagging anxiety you can't explain, it might not have started with you. It could be an echo of a past your body still remembers. This inherited pain shows up in so many ways. It can be the curse of addiction, with each generation fighting the same battle, with the same bottle. It can be the curse of broken relationships, where patterns of codependency or emotional distance sabotage partnerships before they even begin. It might be a nagging feeling of unworthiness, a deep fear of failure, or a quiet belief that you're just not good enough. You're not crazy for feeling this way. You're carrying the weight of a story that started long before you were even born. But here's the most important part. While you may have inherited these patterns, they're not your destiny. You can be the one to write a new ending. All right, breaking this cycle isn't an overnight fix. It's a journey of intentional healing. It takes guts to face the shadows, but freedom is on the other side. So let's walk through what it's going to take to break your family curse and reclaim your future. So first, you need to acknowledge and identify the patterns. You can't heal what you refuse to see. Period. The first and honestly the hardest step is to look at the trauma in the eye and identify the patterns. For generations, the family motto might have been, "We don't talk about it." We don't talk about grandpa's drinking or the sadness in grandma's eyes. We don't talk about why Uncle Mark has to call the love of his life his roommate at family dinners. That denial is the miracle grow for generational trauma. Your first job is to become a gentle, compassionate detective of your own family history. Grab a journal or open your notes app and start mapping things out. Ask yourself, what are the reoccurring struggles? Addiction, debt, depression, anger. What were the unspoken rules in your house growing up? Don't be weak. Don't talk about feelings. Be perfect. What did it feel like at home? Tense, cold, chaotic, loving? Think about your parents. What pain might they have carried from their own childhood? Write down the stories you know. Talk to relatives if it feels safe, but focus on the facts and feelings, not on blame. The goal here isn't to pick at old scabs, it's to see the patterns so clearly that you can finally separate it from you. The moment you can look at the anxiety and say, this is a pattern I inherited, instead of this is who I am, is the moment you take your power back. This is when you stop being a victim of your history and start becoming a student of it. Okay, next up, build awareness and seek support. Once you've spotted the patterns, it's time to understand them and get some backup. You don't have to do this alone. In fact, trying to heal this type of trauma in isolation is like trying to perform surgery on yourself. It's painful and messy, and most people don't have the tools or the discipline needed for it to work. Seeking professional help is one of the most powerful moves you can make. A therapist or a mind-body practitioner can create a safe space to explore your family's story and help you connect the dots between your past and present, giving you the tools you need to react differently. Alongside that, start a daily mindfulness practice. Mindfulness is just paying attention to right now, without judgment. Generational curses love to keep us stuck in the past with anxiety or shove us into the future with worry. A simple mindfulness practice can be your anchor. Okay, next up is resilience through self-care and boundaries. Trauma lives in the body. An inherited stress response can leave your nervous system on high alert, constantly braced for a threat that isn't even there. So, this step is all about actively calming that system down and building resilience through real self-care and firm boundaries. And no, I'm not just talking about bubble baths and face masks, although that is nice. This is about deep restorative care that helps you regulate your nervous system. Things like regular exercise, meditation, eating healthy, and getting enough sleep aren't luxuries. They're non-negotiables. When you feel that old wave of anxiety or anger rising, you can create a new pattern instead of falling into the old one. The other half of this step is crucial. Boundaries. You hear me talk about it all the time. Generational trauma often creates families where boundaries are blurry or don't exist at all. Maybe you feel responsible for your parents' happiness, or you keep getting pulled into old dramas. Healing requires you to protect your energy. This might mean saying no without feeling guilty. It might mean limiting contact with family members who can't or won't respect your healing journey. Some people refuse to believe that you can heal and change because they can't or don't want to. Let them stay in their trauma and their limiting beliefs. Remember, a boundary isn't a wall to punish them. It's a fence to protect you. It's you saying, I love you, but I love me more, and I won't participate in this fucked up pattern anymore. Okay, the next step is to foster secure relationships and open communication. You've heard hurt people hurt people. Well, the flip side is just as true. Healed people heal people. Generational trauma thrives in isolation, but it dies in safe spaces and relationships. This step is about intentionally building those connections, both inside your family, if possible, and out. If it feels safe, you can try opening up more honest communication with certain family members. This isn't about confrontation or demanding apologies. It's about modeling a new way of being. Use I statements. Instead of, you always make me feel guilty, Instead, try, I feel hurt when that topic comes up. This can sometimes open the door to a new level of understanding. But, and this is a big but, not everyone in your family will be ready to change, and that is okay. You're only responsible for your own healing. This is why building a chosen family is so vital. Find friends, a support group, a community. Caveat here, make sure they're high vibrational, on your level or above, so you have something to work towards. Otherwise, you'll regress, and nobody wants to go backwards. Find these people, these friends, support groups, communities, where you feel seen, heard, and accepted. These secure attachments become a home base for your nervous system, showing you what healthy connection feels like and cheering you on as you build new, positive patterns. Okay, next is to establish new patterns and create a new legacy. You've done the hard work of looking back. Now, it's time to look forward. The final step is to consciously create new patterns and build a brand new legacy. You are the architect of your family's future. This is where you put everything into practice day by day. If your family motto was suck it up, you can make it a point of expressing your feelings in a healthy way. If you're a parent, this is your chance to offer your children the emotional security you may not have received. When you mess up and yell, you can go back and apologize, repairing the bond and modeling what it means to be human. This is also about reclaiming what was lost. Maybe your family's trauma or your ex's family's trauma disconnected you from your cultural heritage. Explore those traditions. Learn the language, cook the food, connect with the rituals. This can be a profound source of strength. Ultimately, breaking a family curse means choosing to live differently. It means that even when your body is wired for trauma, you choose healing. Even when your family history is full of pain, you choose to create a future filled with love. I am living proof that the past does not have to define the future, and you can be too. Breaking a cycle that has lasted for generations is one of the bravest things a person can do. It's not your fault you were handed this pain, but it is your incredible power to decide that it stops with you. You can heal. You can break free. Take one small step and commit to one new pattern. Maybe it's starting a journal. Maybe it's being less judgmental. Or finally reaching out to a therapist or supportive friend to talk. And remember, you're not alone. And your healing is going to send ripples out for generations to come. I'm here if you need me in the comments, and we can all be a source of support for each other. So, if this resonated, or you were able to gain something from it, please like and subscribe. And until next time, friends, keep healing. See ya.